Hello there everyone, my name is Owen and welcome back to BrokeNbricks, where today I'm going to be talking about the very exciting leaks / rumours for the next big LEGO Lord of the Rings set, which is of course going to be Helm's Deep, and then just give my thoughts and predictions on how that might turn out. So this leak was going around for a few days, and I wasn't really sure whether to believe it or not, but then it was confirmed by BrickTap a couple weeks ago, so now I don't have any doubts that it is in fact happening. And they did also confirm that there is going to be a Prancing Pony set, which I will probably make a separate video on very soon. So, Helm's Deep. I was 100% sure that the next big set was going to be either Edoras or Helm's Deep, and I was leaning more towards Edoras. And I'm not upset that I got it wrong, I just kind of thought that they'd want to do something that they'd never done before. But I am really glad that they did pick Helm's Deep. It's a very iconic location and a very iconic battle, so it makes a lot of sense that they're making it, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So the only thing that we have confirmed right now is that there is a Helm's Deep set happening next year, and everything else is just kind of rumours. So it is rumoured to have a piece count of over 6,000, with a price tag of about $550, and it is also said to include 8+ minifigures. So do just take those numbers with a grain of salt because, like I said, none of them have been confirmed, but I do think that those do sound quite likely. So I'm expecting something quite similar to the 2012 playset in terms of the layout of the set, and obviously it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more detailed this time around. I do think that the Lion Knight's castle can give us quite a reasonable idea of what to expect. That was about 4,500 pieces, so this new Helm's Deep is going to be quite a bit larger than that one. I've seen quite a few people worried that this is going to be sort of a mix of minifigure and micro scale like the Minas Tirith set was, and I don't think it will be at all. I think for this price point and piece count they can definitely give us a fully minifigure compatible Helm's Deep. And something else that I saw going around was people saying that this is not going to have the deeping wall. I think that sounds absolutely ridiculous. I really do think that we'll get a full model of the fortress with the deeping wall of the Hornburg and obviously the keep with the causeway. But I would hope that this time they extend the keep a bit further back so that they are including the area at the back of the fortress where it starts to go inside the mountain. And hopefully underneath they can include the glittering caves as well. I think that'd be a really cool inclusion and something that they've never done before. But I'm sure that the model will be packed full of references like Legolas surfing down the shield, and hopefully they do retain that feature to explode the deeping wall. I'm sure the build is going to turn out amazing. The Icons team has been doing a really good job with LEGO Lord of the Rings so far, most of the time. And I'm really excited to see what the final model is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead now and talk about the minifigures. And the only information we have to go on is that there is going to be 8+ of them, which does leave quite a bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to make some predictions now, and I'm going to limit myself to 15 minifigures, which is the same amount as Rivendell. I think that is a reasonable amount to expect. Starting off, I think it is safe to say that we are guaranteed to get a new King Theoden, which is really exciting to get a updated version of that because the original minifigure still holds up really well today. Then I think that Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli of course are all basically guaranteed. We would need a new Aragorn to give him the right outfit, and then they could just probably reuse the same Legolas and Gimli from Rivendell, although I would like to see a Legolas with a much better face print and maybe a new hairpiece too. Now I think a lot of people will expect Gandalf the White and Éomer to be in this minifigure lineup to of course recreate the iconic scene from the end of the battle. This might be a controversial opinion, but I could totally see LEGO just leaving them out and instead focusing on minifigures that are present for the main part of the battle. And I would kind of want them to do that, as much as a less creamy looking Gandalf the White and a new Éomer would be really cool. I personally would prefer it if they gave those minifigure slots to some different characters instead, such as an updated Haldir, which I think would be really cool, and I really want them to include at least 2 of the Lothlorien elves. I always thought it was a big missed opportunity that they didn't make those back in 2012, and they do have a really unique helmet, which kind of makes it difficult to make any purist customs of them. So yeah, I would really hope that we get those for the first time in this new Helm's Deep. Next up, I think some generic Rohan soldiers are very likely to be included to help to fill out the fortress. And personally, I'm hoping for our first ever minifigure of Gamling. It would be really cool if they included him as another named character. And another fun inclusion could be the Bowmaster of Helm's Deep, the guy that lets his arrow go too early and starts the battle. And finally, of course, I'm rounding out the count to 15 with 5 Uruk-hai. And some updated Uruk-hai are some of my most wanted minifigures from LEGO Lord of the Rings, mainly because the Orcs got such a massive upgrade in the last decade, so if the Uruk-hai got the same treatment, that would be amazing. And hopefully we'd get an updated Berserker too. That'd be really cool, especially to recreate the scene with the wall exploding. So those are my predictions / wish list for the minifigures for the Helm's Deep set. Ideally, we would get Gandalf and Aemir too, and maybe like another 5 Uruk-hai, but I just don't want to set my expectations too high, and I think that what I've got here is quite reasonable to expect. And the final thing to mention is that I'm sure this will come with another gift with purchase set, and I think the most likely option would be another Uruk-hai Ballista, probably quite similar in size to the 2012 version, and then they could just throw in another couple Uruk-hai minifigures, so that'd be a good bonus for people that are able to get this set on day one, but for the people who aren't, then you wouldn't be missing out on anything too exclusive. And that is about all I have to say about the LEGO Lord of the Rings Helm's Deep leak. We've got my minifigure and gift with purchase predictions, so it'll be interesting to see how much of those I did manage to get right. Overall, I'm just really so excited for this set. I can't wait to see what LEGO is able to do with Helm's Deep on a big budget, and I'm really just happy that we are continuing to get these big location sets on a yearly basis. So that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on any other LEGO Lord of the Rings videos that I might be working on. Thank you everyone very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.
Good, Anakin, good. Subscribe. Subscribe now. I should. Do it.